Welcome to Alien Mythos X.
September 3rd, 1965, Exeter, New Hampshire. A teenager running in terror down a dark highway, two police officers who didn't believe him until they saw it too. Friends, today we are going to share with you one of the most credible UFO cases in history, where two police officers confirmed what a frightened teenager reported. This is the Exeter incident. So friends, let's start the story. Norman Muscarello was 18 years old, hitchhiking home after visiting his girlfriend. It was 2 in the morning. The road was dark and empty. Suddenly, a massive object appeared in the sky above him. It was enormous, the size of a house, pulsating with brilliant red lights. Silent, descending directly toward him. Norman panicked and ran toward a nearby farmhouse, pounding on the door desperately. No one answered. The object followed him. Terrified, Norman ran down the highway to the Exeter police station. He burst through the door, out of breath, visibly shaken. He told Officer Reginald Toland what he had seen. The officer could see Norman was genuinely frightened, but he was skeptical. Officer Eugene Bertrand was called. He had just returned from investigating another call about strange lights in the sky. Bertrand drove Norman back to the field where he had seen the object. They got out of the car and walked into the darkness. At first nothing, then Norman pointed and whispered, "It's coming back." A massive red glowing object rose from behind the tree line.
It was alive.
Both
It
Norman
came after
and
me. I'm not
Officer
making this up.
Bertrand stood
Slow down, I'm
frozen,
listening.
watching it approach. The object was enormous, wobbling as it moved, tilting from side to side, completely silent. The red lights pulsated in sequence around its edge. The object descended lower, coming directly toward them. Officer Bertrand instinctively reached for his gun but didn't draw it. They both backed toward the patrol car. The light was so bright it hurt their eyes. Officer Bertrand radioed for backup. Officer David Hunt arrived within minutes. Now all three of them stood together, watching the massive craft hover and maneuver above the field. It tilted, descended, moved left and right with impossible precision. Nearby, dogs were barking frantically. Horses in a barn were panicking, kicking at their stalls. Animals could sense something was terribly wrong. The object hovered for several minutes, then slowly moved away, ascending toward the stars until it disappeared. All three witnesses stood in silence, trying to process what they had just seen. The next day, the incident was reported. The Air Force's Project Blue Book investigated. They interviewed all three witnesses separately. Norman Muscarello, Officer Eugene Bertrand, and Officer David Hunt all described the exact same object, the same movements, the same red pulsating lights. The Air
Dispatch
Force
Bertrand,
initially
requesting
tried
immediate
to
backup on my
explain
location.
it as
Unknown nominee
military
requested. Possible
aircraft
1039
or
standing by.
temperature inversions. But the witnesses knew what they saw. This was no plane. This was no natural phenomenon. This was something they couldn't explain. Project Blue Book eventually classified the Exeter incident as unknown. No conventional explanation could account for what three people witnessed that night.
What's
Norman
that barking?
Muscarello was a
The dogs,
teenager with
noise,
nothing
dogs!
to gain.
We have to
Officers
go!
Bertrand and Hunt were trained
Listen,
observers,
the horses are
respected
panicking.
policemen
They're
who
terrified,
risked
kicking
their
the stalls.
credibility
This is
by
witness
reporting
corroboration.
this. Yet all three maintained their story for the rest of their lives. The Exeter incident became one of the most famous UFO cases of the 1960s. A book was written about it. The town of Exeter embraced the story. But the question remained, what was that massive red object that chased a teenager and hovered before two police officers in September 1965? 3 witnesses, 2 police officers, officially classified as unknown. This is the Exeter incident, only on Alien Mythos X.